What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Whiskey Talk with three dudes.
We're back. We've been away for a while.
We have been.
And there's a reason for that.
There is.
And that's because
Because
Eddie's son,
plays soccer.
he made it to the World Cup.
So they're actually playing playoffs right now, so.
They're in playoffs right now?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Did they win today?
No.
Oh, damn
They
it.
have one more game next week. Oh, well, they have another game next week, so.
I know
That's why.
they won their last, not this game, last game, but the one before. They won that one, right?
Yeah. So they need to win the next one, which is the first place team, so they need to beat them to advance to the next one.
Nice.
So we'll see.
Very
It's been
nice.
fun.
But it's nice to be
yeah.
back. I've been missing having some whiskey with you guys.
It has. I was just thinking about that right now when we're trying them out. I'm trying it afterwards or before we start podcasting. I was like, man, when's the last time we actually sat down and actually drank?
How long has it been? It's been
3 weeks
Has it been 3 weeks?
or 2,
I think
right?
more than that.
Been more
Almost
than
a
that?
month.
I think more than that.
Well, 3 to 4 weeks is about a month. So it's been about a month?
Yeah, about a month. Damn.
Damn, it took September off, huh?
I know.
Wow.
I guess so.
So today we're doing a little bit of something different. Because we usually do like bourbons. We do ryes. But today I picked up a bottle of Oban. And Oban is a single malt Scotch whiskey. And that's whiskey without an E.
Yeah.
I picked this up at Costco. It was about I think it was like $60, maybe a little bit less than $60. Probably fit. No, it was like 50, I think. But Oban's been a pretty popular one, I guess. Certain people, not certain people, but a lot of people like it. It's a really good whiskey. We've already tried it. We smelled it. It's easy to drink. It's
Yeah.
easy Scotch.
Yeah.
drink.
It's a Highland, so it's a little bit different than what not different. It's just a specific style of whiskey or Scotch.
Yeah, if you really want smoky, you want Isla's, and I think we got to make our way there gradually.
Yeah, those aren't really for the faint of heart, I guess.
No.
So it's worth working your way up to them. Even some of the popular ones are an acquired taste. So
Yeah, they are.
yeah.
So Oban, it translates to Little Bay of Caves, which Oban, the town where it's from, is on the shore. It's on the bay, and it is a little bay of caves. It's one of the oldest distilleries. It was founded in 1794, and then it was acquired by Dewars in 1925, and it exchanged.
Really?
Yeah, so it exchanged a bunch of different hands. And there's times where they were gonna, just go under, and not even exist anymore. But now they're owned by Diageo. I don't know how to. I want to say Diego, but it's Diageo.
Yeah, it looks like Diego.
Right? It looks like Diego.
This is a really cool picture on YouTube.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like the coast, like the shore,
Yeah. Just a bunch of
Is it right
birds
near
and
the
stuff.
beach?
bunch of seagulls.
yeah. I don't know if they were seagulls. They kind of look like it. I don't know if they're lesbian seagulls, but they're seagulls nonetheless. I don't think we're allowed to assume these days.
No, not that nowadays. No.
No. It's not.
So their 14-year, this bottle's their flagship whiskey. So this one's the most popular. You'll be able to find it pretty much anywhere.
Don't mind the dogs.
What dogs?
Exactly. Go for it.
Now I've heard that this whiskey, the taste can change depending on what whiskey you start with.
What if you start with this one?
Well, then it would stay the way it is, right? But let's say you start with like a Lagavulin or something else. It's gonna totally change the taste. Well, it kind of makes sense. I mean, you get that your mouth gets coated with the first whiskey you try and stuff. So of course it's gonna change.
Not just that, but you probably start noticing different parts of it. Like now I'm noticing the smoke more, where before I was kind of noticing like towards the middle really. But this sip that I just took now, it was more like up front.
Yeah.
Maybe because I was trying to focus on it, try to get a good flavor on it. Nice peat smoke. Very good.
Very good.
Just to put, what I learned last week and a half?
What's
when
up?
I went to did the tequila tasting, right?
Yeah.
And the guys were like, okay, when you're drinking tequila, you're supposed to breathe in, and then as you're drinking it, start and breathe through your nose out, so it doesn't burn. Because you know how it burns with that. I did that shit. I was like, wow,
Big difference,
dude. It was like a completely new way to fucking drink tequila. That I
night
didn't
and
know.
day.
Yeah, I just wanted to put it because I wonder if it's the same with whiskey and stuff like that.
Did you try it right now?
No.
Well, it's
I
the
was gonna
same.
try right now.
It's the same concept
I'll
of
just-
like when you nose, like you keep your mouth open a little bit or breathe in
Yeah,
through your
yeah,
mouth.
yeah.
It's the same concept, really. So
That's
you
when I got the
more.
fruity notes when we're first doing it. I
You're
was
like,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. It does kind of mellow it out. Like you won't be like,
yeah. I think the one that would be pretty good is probably with rye to do that, where you breathe in out through your nose when you're drinking, because sometimes some are pretty smoky.
you're just being a sissy, dude.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, it depends, because last time I drank a few and whew. Well, that's not even a rye, but that shit fine.
Oh, the Fuber, yeah, dude, yeah, it did. It absolutely did.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that was FE. I'm pretty.
It was FEW.
It was definitely.
But was it the rye? I'm pretty sure. No.
No, it was
wasn't
the
rye.
No,
bourbon.
it was that
But
one.
the rye was good.
The rye was good.
No, it was the rye, because it was that straight rye one.
No.
No, bro, it was
wasn't?
the blue
The-
one.
No, the red one is the rye. That no,
Yeah.
the red one is the bourbon. The blue,
The blue
one,
one.
is the rye, and that's the one I gave you.
Oh, that's right. That's
And
when
you
gave
shared
me-
it with us, but then you took it after.
I did,
Yeah,
and
Okay.
I finished it.
yeah, I would have too. This shit's good.
Yeah, but I just
Yeah,
want
the-
to bring that up because I
The
learned
red
something.
one's the bourbon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. So on the nose on this one, I compared notes with other people, and a lot of them say it's fruity, which it is. It is fruity. I do get some citrusy, like grapefruit, lemon, orange, a little bit of pear.
Yeah, I was getting more of the kind of like a white grape, not like white grapes, but like green grapes.
Mm.
I was getting a little more of that. I was trying to focus to see if I can get, maybe a few more scents in there, but to me, that's what really kind of stuck out.
And salty too.
Yeah, it's weird because it doesn't have like it's not, it's not like some of the space sides we've had where it's
Yeah.
like very sweet, like you notice it. There's sweetness there, but it's not a lot. I think it's balanced out by some of the brine flavor in it.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah, I mean, if somebody described that to me in a whiskey and said, "Oh, it has a brine flavor," like I would be like, I don't know if I want to try that. But I mean, that's the cool thing about not picking a whiskey, right? Based on somebody's recommendation, and I have a little story about that, but we'll talk about that later. I don't want to get sidetracked.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I like it. It's good. If I see this one around, because I have seen it at some bars, not a lot,
Yeah.
but I have seen it at some bars. It's definitely one to if you feel like something a little bit different, you like bourbons, we do. You like ryes, we do. Well, some of us do.
Yeah, I like some of them. Not
Yeah.
all of them.
I think I think at a certain point you're gonna get past that because
so, you too.
because I really think there's only been one that you haven't liked.
Yeah.
What was that Rittenhouse? Or no, it was Rittenhouse, and it was
No, it was the first one you brought, which was
Templeton's.
Templeton.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Like, oof.
Yeah, I don't like Templeton.
Mm-mm. I don't know why. It was
Rittenhouse, we drank it with as
Cocktail.
A cocktail.
yeah, so that was fine. But then all the other ones that we've brought since then,
They've been
especially
pretty good,
that
yeah.
Pikesville,
Yeah.
that's still like to me like that's the like if somebody asked me to recommend a rye, I would say the Pikesville is definitely the one.
for sure.
that one's
Definitely
pretty
one to
good.
try.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely
But see,
drink this again.
I'm open to like drink whatever. I'll try it, but
Yeah.
you know. What I mean?
Well, that's the thing is, I think now you're at the point where like you're not immediately like, no, I don't want a rye. Like if somebody tells you like this is a decent rye, like you'll try it.
yeah, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, but like yeah, I don't know.
Whereas
Now
it,
you'll
like
try it.
we kind of had to we kind of had to like sneak that one in
did.
there for the next one. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna like it, but it turned out being all right.
Yeah, it was
You gotta try it more than once. Let it grow on you.
Try it.
little by little or what?
Yeah, little by little.
Bye.
You know how it goes.
October.
But,
Yeah.
but I definitely enjoy this. I would definitely I would have this as a daily drinker.
Yeah.
Maybe not a daily, but I would keep it around just for the occasions where you feel like something a little bit different, just to break from.
It's a good bottle to bring out when guests are over.
That's for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's a very elegant looking
Yeah.
bottle. It looks very fancy. Looks a lot more expensive than what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not
Sure.
cheap. I mean, but
No.
then again, it's a 14-year-old Scotch. Like, typically when you see scotches, either they don't have an age statement. Those tend to be pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And once you start getting an age statement on them, even if it's like the eights, they start getting a little bit up there in price.
I wonder what the cigar how it would taste,
I'm sure it'll taste good. Like,
but not like a strong. It would be like something light, like smoky, probably a little.
I think it
small.
would taste good with the like a robusto, like a strong.
That would be interesting.
Well, see, this is a single malt.
Mhm.
I don't know if this is.
They have different ones. They have a no age statement one. They have
Yeah.
Oban. They have the one. It's called Little Bay.
Yeah,
They have the Little Bay one,
which is basically the same thing as what this translates
Hmm.
to, supposedly. But yeah, yeah, I was just wondering because, and that is one thing to remember as well, is when you see an age statement, that's the age of, if it is a blended scotch, it is the youngest barrel in that blend. So,
Really?
so if they put 100-year-old scotch
It's in
and
there.
they put a few drops of 8-year legally,
It's
it's
eight.
an 8-year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah. So that's how that goes.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, so it's something to consider. It may be that on some of the, even some of the no age statement ones, like it may be like they have some really young whiskey in there, but then they have something kind of older to
Right.
balance it.
What does it mention what type of barrel they use? Is it oak or?
I think they said it was like a white oak. I think.
Oh, okay.
They're typically they're used barrels. With Scotch, they don't use they don't use new barrels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they just get okay. So
It's the opposite of bourbon, where with bourbon you have to use a
new barrel, and that's why they start selling the
Yeah.
old new ones too.
That's why you'll see a lot of sherry cask Scotch because they're already using like used barrels, so it's kind of like a thing they do, and then just like they'll put it in a sherry cask to kind of finish it. So that's where I don't know if that's where that comes from, but that's where you see it most, at least from what I've seen.
So it's gotten really good reviews. It's gotten at least 4 to 5 stars. I'm trying to see how it's distilled. Let's see. West Highland Mall, super doing same in curry, traditional fashion. It doesn't really say. And I want to know what kind of distillery pot they use.
If it's that I don't know. I don't know if they typically for Scotch if they use a pot still or a column still or if it matters. I mean, I'm sure it matters, but I don't know traditionally what they use.
Appearance, nose, palate. Yeah, they don't say.
Typically, you don't see that very often unless it's like very specific. Typically, it's like column still is the default because they can make more of it. But if it's pot still, like they'll call it out because it's the
Yeah.
harder way to do it.
So apparently they have a distiller's edition where it's aged in Fino sherry cask.
Yeah, see, that's where that comes from. Is that they're using they're using used ones anyway. So
Just to a little bit. I brought you guys something for Mexico here.
Oh, nice tequila.
Nothing small, but
I'm surprised you even went and drank tequila.
I was too, bro. But once I don't know, I guess when in Rome.
You know, you got over it. You made up.
Yeah, well, you know, it was different. It was weird. Well, we'll talk about it later. Let's finish about this, and then I'll talk about the
Okay,
trip.
sounds good. Sounds good. So yeah, I think we're pretty much done talking about Oban for now. But I'm kind of excited getting more into scotches. I just that smoky taste is really good. I like the brine, like the salty, the brininess of this. It's really good because I've learned to like ghost beers. I don't know if you guys have had ghost beers. Gose. I don't know. People some say gose, some say ghost, but it's GOSE, and they're salty beers. And those are really good to drink just to just chill and just instead of having like a Bud Light.
Yeah.
It's really good.
yeah,
Goes down really smooth.
I haven't tried those. I wouldn't say. And here's the thing: is, you mentioned that you enjoy the brininess of it. The thing is that it's not like it's not overly briny. Like it's there, but it's not overwhelming.
Not at all.
It's kind of a good introduction in terms of Scotch, I think. I was at Bevmo, and this is the story that I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
I was at Bevmo, and I was just picking up some random shit. And because I'll usually stop in to see if like there's decent beers or whatever. Picked up a couple. But I heard a lady asking, one of the guys there for a whiskey recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
This guy really like. It was one of those like, you can tell he was just pointing her towards like expensive stuff that he hadn't tried.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, "Oh, I want to buy something for my boss. I know she drinks a lot of whiskey and she really enjoys it." Oh, okay. Well, and recommended Whistle Pig. And I was like, that's an interesting
It
recommendation.
really is.
And then it's like, and then he's like, oh, and we also have, the Jack Daniels, and that we have this one, and oh yeah, and we have the Sinatra. I was like, ooh. And then like he was walking away, and like right before, like she's like, okay, well I'll take the Whistle Pig, and I was like, okay, like whatever. And then he's like, oh yeah, like we have this peanut butter whiskey that people like. It's always selling. Oh, I don't think we have anymore. I think it's sold out. I was like, okay, I'll go get the keys. And then that's where I saw my opportunity. I was like, damn, it's a good thing it's sold out. I was like, you don't want that stuff. She's like, oh, you know about whiskey? I was like, yeah, a little bit.
I dabble.
I dabble.
Yeah, I drink it every once in a while. And then like I asked, like, do you know what kind of whiskey she likes? And she's like, I don't really know. I just know that she drinks like a bunch of different types of whiskey. And I was like, okay. So I pointed out a couple of them. And I was like, you know what? In terms of like a good whiskey that I always recommend to people, and it's kind of one that's not, that we all agree is good, and that you don't typically like nobody's ever like this is my favorite whiskey,
Yeah.
but when they drink it, they really like it. So I pointed her towards Green Spot.
Oh, yep.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, this is really good. Like, because I was like, I explained to her, I was like, Whistle Pig is a rye, and I enjoy ryes, but not everybody does.
No.
And it's kind of expensive. And if somebody doesn't like, if they know whiskey, they'll appreciate it.
But if
They'll appreciate that it's expensive, but it might not be enjoyable to them.
It might not. And a whiskey's not meant to sit on a shelf. It's meant to
it's meant to,
drink it and
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah, and I mean, this guy's recommending Whistle Pig. This guy's recommending Sinatra Select. Recommending Screwball. Like I was
Yeah.
like, dude, this guy.
He's
He's
like,
all over the place.
Yeah, it's like no, didn't recommend a single bourbon, even though they were standing right by them. Like didn't even bother looking at any Japanese whiskeys. There weren't any. There was only one, and we hadn't tried that one yet, so I didn't bother with
Which
that.
one was it?
Well, yeah.
I don't know. It was one that I hadn't seen before.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that. Would have been my first recommendation. Would have been like if there would have been a Harmony there, or if there would have been the Nika coffee grain, I
Yeah.
would have recommended that.
Yeah.
But those weren't there. So I went. I was like, look, this one, it's really good. It's really mellow. It's easy to drink. But if you enjoy whiskeys, it's complex enough to where it's not gonna bore you.
And it's a nice bottle, too.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
It is.
It's kind of like this. Kind of shaped like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
very
bottle.
classy looking bottle.
Classy looking bottle.
Yeah. And so I recommend that, and she was like, "Oh no, never mind. Well, I'm gonna get this one." And they had Yellow Spot next to it.
Yeah.
But she saw the price of Green Spot, which is there, was kind of expensive. They had it for like 65 or 68.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which is still reasonable, but a little bit on the higher side. I think
Yeah.
I usually buy them for 60. But I was like, there's Yellow Spot, like that's around the same price, maybe a little bit less than the Whistle Pig bottle you were looking for. But honestly, I haven't tried that one. It's a 12-year. It's aged a little bit longer. Might be good, might not be good. I don't know. I haven't tried it. You know, and that's the thing. It's like I was watching something about a liquor store owner.
Is that the video?
Yeah.
I had sent. Wasn't that video interesting?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even she. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
So it's like the biggest thing. Like I think it was titled like the biggest things that people don't like about liquor stores.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Did you watch it, Eddie?
And I mean, so much of it made sense, and that's
Yeah.
kind of why I stay away. Like, I only kind of like I'll go to. I mean, in reality, I went to Bevmo because I was running out of like coffee syrup.
Yeah.
So that's why I went, and I'm like, oh, I'm already here. I might as well like walk around and see what they have, you know. And then I looked around and I saw that Mexican whiskey.
That whiskey. That was a corn whiskey, right?
Yeah, but I was like, dude, that's like it's almost $60. I don't know if it's worth that. Like, I don't know if it's worth risking that.
I haven't heard anything good about.
I haven't heard
Mexican
anything good or bad
whiskeys
about it.
yet.
What's the name of it?
I don't remember. I sent you guys a picture.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was in the text. It was in the group text. But that, yeah, and even in that video that liquor store owner lady, she was like, she'll have tastings, which I think is pretty dope. She'll have free tastings. I don't know if it's on Fridays or once a month or something like that.
Yeah.
Sierra Norte.
And yeah, Sierra Norte, that's the one.
Well, the cool thing about it is she was like, "Look, like if it's a bottle, and I have a few of them, like, and you haven't tried it, like, I'll open one of them."
Not which I think is really
Yeah,
dope.
that was pretty cool.
And that's the risk, right? Like, that's the risk here. It's like, and we've taken risks on pretty much all of them.
Yeah, we
because
have.
because there's been some where it's like, oh, it gets recommended, and it's like, and the thing is, it's like if I'm looking for something new, but I want somebody to talk to about it, I'll go to El Cerrito
Yeah.
because I know that Jazz he drinks, and he's recommended some really good ones.
Yeah.
That Russell's Reserve store pick was
Oh,
fucking
dude,
amazing.
That was
Yeah.
really good.
So
we finished that.
yeah, and they actually have, and I need to go soon, to check if they still have any more. I think they just came back and they did a Maker's Mark, store pick, or a barrel pick. So I might have to grab one of those. A reasonable price. I mean, it is Maker's Mark, so it's not
Yeah.
super expensive, but
But if they pick the barrel, because the one they picked for
Russell's?
oh dude, that was so good,
yeah.
so good.
Yeah, and like a lot of the times, like he's recommended a lot of things. Like he recommended. Actually, no, he didn't recommend Pikesville. We actually had that one.
We had that at
yeah.
the whiskey festival.
There was, a few that I've brought from there. Like he's
Yeah.
like, oh, like you like this, you should try this. Like like people that know and are able to steer you, but don't bullshit you. Like I know, like that store is small enough to where I know he's probably tried all of the whiskeys there.
Yeah.
And I know he actually steered me away from one particular Irish whiskey, which I had heard at other places that it was supposed to be good. He's like, dude, we don't even carry that. He's like, yeah, it's popular. People talk about it. He's like, but we don't carry it.
Was it
He's like,
Tullamore?
No, I think they carry that.
Oh, okay.
It was, I don't remember which one it was.
It was an Irish whiskey.
It was an Irish whiskey, but it wasn't one of the common ones.
It wasn't like Jameson. It
No,
wasn't-
they carry Jameson because everybody drinks that stuff.
Yeah,
I
everybody
mean,
does sell. It's
yeah.
The name.
it's a classic. It's good. I'll drink it if it's there. I mean, it's good enough to drink.
I mean, if your pick is Jameson or Jack Daniels,
Well, of course,
Jameson.
that's what
I
I mean.
mean,
And
yeah,
If there's something else that's better than Jameson, of course I'm gonna go with, or something I haven't tried, then I'm gonna try it.
I mean, honestly, like if it was, I mean, now we're talking like the common ones. We're talking if it's Jameson, Jim Beam, Jack Daniels. I'm going for the Jim Beam. Then then the Jameson, and then I'll leave
Jack
before I have to
But
break
it would be Jim Beam Distiller's Coat, right?
even if it's a white one, even
Yeah.
if it's a regular one.
So if you had Jack Daniels and Crown Royal, which one would you go?
Oh man.
See,
Yeah.
Honestly, I would go with Crown Royal because if I'm gonna pour Coke in either one, it's gonna be the Crown Royal.
Okay. Yeah.
it has a little sentimental value.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, of course. That's it has the nostalgic value, especially if it's the Crown Royal Reserve
Yeah.
with what was that? That one 4th of July when I bought that big ass bottle, it was Crown Royal Reserve and
The black?
no,
No.
the gold bottle. And I think we were drinking like cherry Dr Pepper or something obnoxious like that.
I think, yeah, but it was going down.
Oh, dude, it was so easy to drink. It was crazy.
A little too easy.
It was ridiculous. We
little
finished that
too
freaking
easy.
bottle.
Oh, and then another thing, the liquor store owner lady, she was like, don't go for the high price bottles.
No, she said, don't go for the pretty bottles.
Yeah. Oh, that too. The pretty bottles, but even the high price ones. She was talking about like like Pappy's.
Oh,
like that
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
but, like she's like, drink for what it is. Like
Yeah.
it-
Don't drink that. Don't drink the hype.
Yeah.
Which I agreed with.
Yeah,
like
I did too.
I mean, and here's the thing is there's gonna be people that are like, oh, it's because you don't know what you're doing. Like, yeah, okay, maybe we don't, but I think we all kind of agreed that like,
Well, when we went to go do that tasting,
that's what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
we all had it,
Right.
and we all kind of agreed that it's like, oh,
we're
this
like,
is.
Yeah, and then we were like, it's good.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
get me
good.
wrong. It's really good.
It's
But I'm not
good,
gonna
but it's not
spend, like,
$2,300 good.
yeah, exactly.
No,
No. Yeah, it's not that good.
no,
Why is
no.
it?
But
And
it's good.
And then the one that we ended up, I think, enjoying out of all of them was the $70 bottle,
Yeah.
Nika from the barrel.
Nika from the barrel.
Yeah,
That
was
one,
good.
and I also liked Rhetoric, and I still want to find a bottle of Rhetoric. That one was good too.
I have a few.
A few.
Yeah, I have. I want to collect all of them
Uh-huh.
because it started with. I have a 25. I want to say I have a 25, a 23.
Wait, what did I miss?
Rhetoric.
Oh,
I have a 25. I think I have 3 of them. I'll check when I get home. I'll send you guys pictures.
Yeah.
But I want to collect all of them because they started at 20 and they went all the way up to 25.
Yeah.
They released one every year.
Are they hard to find?
The 25 was surprisingly easy to find, but that's because it was released recently.
Yeah.
I think I even have a 21.
Okay. I think the 21 was the one that we tried.
I want to say we tried 23.
Was it? It was 21 or 23. One of the 20s.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I want to say it was 23.
Okay.
I want to say that. I could be wrong. But yeah, it was one of the ones that. But yeah, I picked up a few bottles a while back, because I wanted to collect all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would be cool to have all of them.
Yeah,
But they are and considering what it is,
Yeah.
they're not really that expensive. I think the 25 I was able to find for like, well, it was less than 200.
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
not too bad.
Yeah,
Hello,
that's secondary.
hello.
That's secondary. So
I remember it was really good.
yeah.
What
And
are you guys drinking? Obama?
Oban.
yeah, Obama.
Obama 14.
Yeah,
Didn't I put that?
Obama
On the
2014.
I think I texted you guys
I
that.
think so.
Yeah, I think you did.
How does this taste?
Delicious.
There's only one way to find that.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna try it, but I'm asking.
It's a Scotch, so
Here.
it's a little bit different than
Here's
what
the
we normally
notes. It's fruity,
I don't do
Like
no
you.
fucking notes.
tutti fruity, and
Like
salty.
you, like you're fruity.
Fruity and salty, just like you.
All right, pour me some more.
You were just trying it.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm not gonna
Oh.
waste it if I'm not
say
gonna
when.
drink it. All right, that's cool. Thanks.
Wow,
Mas,
that's quite a pour.
Mas.
Well, I mean,
He's got to catch up, right?
I forgot to say stop.
You did, or
I
did
don't
you?
I don't think you forgot. I just think you didn't want to.
You're trying to be modest. He's trying to be modest.
Sure.
Yeah,
Cheers.
Don't play coy with us. Come on, don't be coy.
yeah.
So,
So, but yeah, I mean, again, that's the thing is
yeah.
that the rhetoric bottles look cool.
they do.
So there is that, but they look like the FEW bottles just with a different label because of that shape.
the font is dope.
Yeah, it's a badass. It's a
It's a
badass. bottle.
badass font. And it's a nice bottle, but it backs it up. Like it's really good.
Yeah,
I really like
I'm gonna
it.
there's-
fucking cut my feet up.
There's the other fucking piece.
Oh,
I thought
it
was
what?
2. I thought I only
You
dropped
broke
one.
2?
Yeah.
So Eddie, don't trust Eddie with. So I think we're gonna start getting
Shit, I
plastic cups.
yeah. We're gonna have to fucking get silicone cups.
What happened?
was
Eddie
holding-
happened.
Yeah. I
So-
was holding like four
Butterfingers over here. That's why he plays soccer, not baseball or football.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we need to do is he needs to get a sippy cup, and then we'll get regular cups.
But
This tastes pretty good. Usually, sometimes the shit you guys have here, like I have to warm up to it.
It's a try it. And
Well, this is new to us
yeah,
too.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Scotch.
Yeah,
Typically, we don't
so-
drink Scotches. So
So
single
this is
malt
good
Scotch.
yeah,
though. I dig it.
yeah.
It's salty, fruity.
What was the? How much
dude.
was the bottle?
I forgot. I think it was like 60.
Okay.
I got it at Costco.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I hadn't seen that at Costco.
Yeah, it's been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably just don't know what
Oh,
it is because you
okay.
see the front of the bottle.
Yeah,
look.
yeah. I seen that
Yeah,
before.
yeah. It's one of those
I-
things that unless you're looking and you know what it is, like it's kind of like
No,
compa-
it's just because I had seen it. And I hadn't seen
Yeah,
the
no.
bottle
Oh, you
itself.
just
no,
seen the
no.
little-
They
I
have
just seen
they
it,
have
yeah,
these
yeah.
things. Yeah, they're always in those. They don't have the bottles out. So
So I
This
think
is
it's. So we're talking about how it's been a while since we podcasted.
You guys, I mean, I'm just
Huh?
the drop buyer.
I know you're.
Well, yeah.
I know you're the drop buyer, but I'm saying just as in. But a lot has happened since the last time we
yeah,
podcasted. I mean, the Straight Pride Parade, that happened. We didn't get to talk about
I
that.
think we did.
No, we
I'm
didn't.
pretty sure we did.
I don't think we did.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Did we talk about?
I don't remember.
Straight Pride Parade.
I'm pretty sure we
No.
did.
Did? I don't know.
I'd be willing to bet. Okay,
All right,
That's just
what do
a
you want to
regular.
bet?
Is that just a regular parade?
Yeah, it's just a regular.
Oh, we
parade.
did talk about it.
Did we?
Yeah,
Okay.
on the last one.
Alright.
Yeah, we did.
I guess we did. We didn't get to bet on it.
God damn it.
If Eddie remembered,
That,
no.
yeah.
Then again, no. What am I talking about?
Okay.
No.
So is the bet still on?
I don't know. Now I'm doubting myself. Because you did talk about the whole Al Bundy thing and putting the hands together. You said can't find
That was
it.
the last time we did talk about it.
But I
I
think
was-
we might have even talked about it before that.
I was here for that one.
For some weird reason, though, I remember that.
Yeah,
Because it was
that was the
just-
last one.
Because it was just it was so dumb.
It was epic.
I remember exactly what we talked about that when we talked about
Okay.
that. We talked about the food that
Alright,
was like
Larry has
the
good,
fancy
good memory.
the fucking the fucking watermelon with tahine.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. We
It's
talked
in that
about the,
stupid restaurant.
yeah. So
Oh yeah, we
That's
did.
funny,
We did.
Yeah.
so I don't know. I don't know if you want to
You're
make this
right.
bet, son.
No, I don't. Now I
All right,
remember.
yeah.
I recall.
If
now.
I remember fucking watermelon and tahine, I think I would remember we talked about fucking the straight pride parade, which is ended up being a fucking meme and people took it seriously.
Oh my gosh! Yes,
Yeah.
that was hilarious.
Things are getting spicy in both Hong Kong and in Mexico.
oh yeah, because El Chapo's son was.
Oh yeah, that was happened a couple days ago.
Yeah.
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 Did you guys watch the video? I watched it on Live Leak.
I
can't really
watched,
see
there's a
much.
few videos. Like this one video I watched, it was hilarious because they were fucking like there was like almost it looked like almost like a restaurant or something like on the in Mexico they have like this the restaurants that are like on the side of the street and shit.
Yeah.
And it looked like there's people shooting at each other and shit. And this guy's just all moving a chair, like just like, oh, this shit happens every day, just whatever, moving the chair, like not like paying attention to what's going on, but not really paying attention.
He's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, he's like, oh, probably like, nah, they're not shooting at me, so I'm all right.
That's all right. I saw a video where there was the. I think this dude was selling. What was he selling? Was it tamales? I think he was selling tamales out of his car.
With the loudspeaker.
Yeah, with the loudspeaker. He was selling tamales, right?
Yeah.
He's like, ese tamalero no le importa su vida. Like,
He's just trying to
That
make a
was such
sale.
joke.
Look,
He was
gun-
in a car.
look,
fucking
you
with
could
a
get hungry.
loudspeaker.
You could get hungry. Everybody plans on a gunfight. They take ammo. If they did any planning, they take ammo. They take fucking maybe some medical supplies. I don't know about these guys because they were wearing plate carriers but no helmet. They'll take explosives. Nobody ever fucking plans and thinks, you know what? At some point,
I'm be
this
hungry.
might draw a little bit longer than I thought, and I could really use a fucking tamal.
Yeah,
So that guy, I mean,
Are they
you-
like the modern day area, like back in the day where it was old timey, and then as long as you had like a white suit, like they wouldn't hurt you. You can go in between enemy lines, and they'd be like, "All right, he's just gonna cure the fucking dead."
yeah.
Oh, like the record.
Probably.
Yeah, the-
cure
might
the
be-
dead. You can't cure the dead.
Yeah, who
Horseman.
says you can't? Zombies.
I don't know.
Unless you're Jesus, you can't cure the dead. Once you're dead, you're dead.
Well, I mean, maybe they need some help. Maybe they could be less dead.
Obviously, you haven't seen Coco.
Yeah.
Coco's a sham.
Yeah. It's cultural appropriation.
It sure is.
I actually enjoyed that movie. I liked it.
Yeah, but yeah, that shit was crazy. And then the shit going on in Hong Kong is still going on.
And it's escalating, huh?
Yeah, there you go. Transition
Close
music.
enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's still going on, and it's surprising to me how little attention it's actually getting. I had honestly forgot about
I heard
it.
people are getting shot now.
Man,
Yeah,
that
there's a video of a
like,
dude getting shot right in the chest.
Point blank in the chest. That reminds
he
me of
just
that.
started, boom.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Shit.
So there was this Faces of Death video I watched, and this dude gets shot point blank with a shotgun. Also at a riot as well.
Yeah,
And he just can go, ay, ay, ay. He falls forward.
yeah.
And it's just a bunch of blood just
Did you see that guy from
Flying
Hong
out.
Kong that got like beat to death with a hammer?
With the hammer.
with
Oh.
the hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think multiple
Fucked
hammers.
him up.
Yeah, it was hammer time for sure.
Oof. I was
Damn.
like, holy
Yeah,
shit.
so here's the thing: is like, I mean, they even found actually that they. And here's the thing: this is where I'm like kind of doubtful,
Mhm.
on who actually, would have manufactured this. But there was actually an explosive device, that went off. Nobody was injured, but they did. It was blamed on the protesters.
Of course.
But meanwhile, I mean, we've seen armed protesters, like they've been outed as that they're not protesters. They're part of, the
government?
police or the government, and they're armed. Like the protesters aren't armed. Like they had
Well, because they can't
umbrellas.
get guns.
Yeah,
Because only the government can, right?
Guns are illegal in Mexico too.
that's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they have Eric Holder. So
Oh, that's Fast and Furious.
Fast
yeah,
and the Furious.
yeah, they have Eric Holder.
Oh, people forgot about that, didn't they?
Yeah, that's where I'm seeing all the shit that Eric Holder sold. to
Whose
all, like,
administration was that under? Oh,
Oban.
Oban
Oban
is-
14.
Obama 16. It might have been 16. It might have been 17. I don't
Speaking of
remember.
guns, man, I wanted to buy that rifle, but I couldn't find any places that they would deliver to. That was near here.
They could have probably sent it to Highland Guns. So typically, what happens is when you buy online from an FFL and it needs to be transferred, what you'll do is you'll go and you'll submit your information, payment information or whatever.
Yeah.
Those ones that they have that are selectable, those are ones that they've shipped to before. Typically, and this is how some sites do it. Some sites do it different.
So you
But
can
they'll have
suggest one?
But they'll have a list, right? And if you don't pick one, or you just you fill in the information, and then later you can tell, like we typically, or I don't know, it's been a while since I've done it, but typically I would go to Highland Guns, and then I would call up Highland Guns and say, hey, can you send your FFL information to such and such, because I'm going to do a transfer. They're like, okay, cool, we'll send it over. They send a copy of their FFL paperwork to them to prove, hey, we're cool, we're a federal firearms license dealer, and they then ship the guns to them, and then there you do you start the whole process, background check, DNA, stool sample, all that good stuff.
Well, shit, if that's the case, I'm going to buy it right now.
Yeah, we'll go through it if you want to after.
Yeah,
but
afterwards.
it should be that straightforward.
Because, look,
I can check the one in Fontana. I think the one in Fontana might be cheaper or
I haven't been to Highland. I think the last time you went, you said they increased
the
it.
SKS.
You think you
I
said?
forgot how much. I think it was 60 now.
Oh yeah, that's getting up there.
Might have been 60. I don't really recall though.
Yeah.
But it was
the thing that fucked me the first time, because I hadn't accounted for it, and I'm surprised I didn't. When you do the transfer, you'll have to pay a use tax. So the use tax ends up being the equivalent of a sales tax. So if you pay, and you know what, I haven't checked that. I don't think I've paid tax at any of them, because I know some of them, like now, some of the stores or online stores are starting to charge tax. So I don't know if they charge you a sales tax if you then have to pay the use tax as well. I don't know if that's how that works.
the last time I did, they didn't charge me the tax, so I had to pay the
the use tax. Yeah. And then I think the last time I went to Highland, I think that's why I haven't done it, is because they jerked me around with fucking buying a lock.
It's everywhere now, though. Where the fuck else are you gonna go there, and they're not gonna jerk you around with the lock?
It's for me. It's been hit or miss on.
so they make you buy a
They
lock?
said They said this is what they told me there, because I told them about that shit, and they told me that it was their law now or some bullshit like that, saying that you have to have bought a lock within 30 days, and then you have to show proof, like a receipt or something.
Yeah. So what I would do is go buy a lock from Walmart, save the receipt, on your way back home, return that shit. Because you're not gonna. Well, you might use it. I have a safe. So here, this has been hit or miss for me, where sometimes some places will let you fill out a safe affidavit, and it says that I have this safe, this model number, and it conforms to basically California law, such and such. I've had mixed results with that. Some of them will let you do it.
Turner's actually lets me do it.
Yeah. And
for some reason, sometimes they'll do it with the long rifles, and then I don't know. They gave me shit about it last time with the handgun.
Catherine says they always recommend the lock.
Yeah, no, that's not that they recommend it; it's they require it. At least some places where you do the transfer do. And the really fucked up thing is, I would say 95% of guns. I would almost say 100%, but I want to leave room for error. Because you could buy used or whatever, and maybe that doesn't have it. But 95% of the guns that I bought come with a lock, brand new in the package, the same exact style fucking lock. But they're like, no, you have to buy one because that one's not on the approved list.
Okay, so
What?
so then do go buy one, then return it
That's what I would do.
if it comes with a
Yeah, because I mean, I have. Do you know how many of those fucking locks I have? I
It's
literally never
ridiculous.
fucking use them.
Yeah,
because they
never.
always give them to you sealed in fucking plastic.
That
and they're
really
like, "Here you
crunchy
go."
fucking plastic.
And I'm like,
then,
okay, and then they just throw it away. Like I fucking
So
put it in there.
what if I borrow one of your locks?
You
and
can't.
take-
No,
have
you
to
have to
show
have proof that
proof.
you bought
You have
it.
to have a
have to show-
receipt.
Yes.
Proof
Even if
that
you
you
take
bought-
it with you and you be like, here's my
Or
lock.
like if you bought it at that store, like fucking, you know what I mean, 15
Of
days
course
ago
they'll
or
sell it to
whatever.
you.
What
Yeah.
if I get it on Amazon? Is Amazon an option?
I don't know.
I don't know.
The cheapest way to be just to do it. The easiest way would be to do it at Walmart.
Let's go to Wally.
Yeah,
Wally's
and then just
World.
return it. Because
Or anywhere where they sell fucking locks. As long as you just ask them before. As long as you can return it.
Yeah, look, because all of you guys have weapons. I don't. So
I do not have any
I don't know what you're talking
firearms at all.
I'm talking about your guns, bro.
I know, but
These, bro. These right here.
I don't have any at all.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
he got lost in a
Damn.
boating accident.
When's the last time you worked out, dude?
Never.
Never.
Yeah, probably.
about.
He got lost in a boating accident.
But like the way shit's going now, like I kind of feel like I need
Well, but then Beto's gonna come to your house.
The Boogali's about to start.
the
yeah.
Beto
The large Eskimo residence.
with a name like Francis. I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
Francis Ngannou comes in here, I'd be shitting my pants.
Yeah. No shit.
Francis who?
Exactly.
No, but that's spelled differently. I think.
Whatever.
No, it's spelled the same. But yeah, no, I agree.
But that, I mean, that's why. I mean, this shit's just getting crazy.
I was kind of weirded out when you said fruity, but I can taste it.
Yeah.
You taste fruit now?
Yeah, I can taste the. This is really good. Like I said, some of this shit just usually takes me a while to warm up, but this was or sometimes I need some water with it, or sometimes I need ice with it, or whatever. But this is really
good by itself.
By the
Yeah,
ones
this is
that
really
you,
good.
Then that's the thing is I haven't even been tempted to add water or ice to it.
Yeah,
I'm just
neither-
gonna drink it like
neither
this.
did I.
I'm just gonna drink it like this because I'm afraid it'll ruin it
I think it will.
You know what? I'll put some water.
at the end. Yeah,
Yeah.
just like a drop. I don't want to do it right now because there's still plenty in here. I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Francis is gonna take our guns, dude.
That dude is nuts, man.
Yeah.
I
So I
can't stand him.
and I guess this will segue nicely into the debates, which
All of them
I
have been
haven't
circus.
yet. I still haven't been able to catch him from the beginning
Yeah.
because I always forget. The only reason I remembered is because I was watching a Tim Pool thing, and he's like, "Oh, and the debates are tonight." I'm like, "Oh shit!" And then
Yeah.
I tuned in, and it was like halfway through.
Dude, I guess this debate they've lost like 50%
50%,
of
yeah.
their viewers. Nobody gives a shit now, dude. It's just
And it's
all
funny
it is-
because
a shit show.
they've lost 50% of their viewers, and like 3 out of the 4 of us here watched it just for fucking giggles.
mostly the giggles because it's hilarious.
Yeah. And I did find that hilarious that they did kind of write him a little bit on like, you know, the whole gun confiscation or the mandatory buyback.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so what if the people don't give him up? Oh, well, I expect our fellow Americans to follow the laws. But okay, but what if they don't? Oh, well, maybe we would do fines. And it's like, well, how do you know who to fine? You know? Oh, well, and then later on, there was in an interview on CNN of all places where they actually wrote his ass even more.
Yeah.
And basically got him to admit, like, look, this would require in order to enforce it. Like CNN making the argument that we've always made that, you know, mass shooters don't follow the laws.
They don't.
You know, that I found interesting. Not going to give him credit, of course. I think it's just a way for them to shit on Francis just because they don't like him as a candidate.
They don't. They already have their chosen one, right?
I
the 5G something
Elizabeth
else.
Warren, you think?
Oh.
Warren, I was thinking
5G
Biden, but did you notice when they asked him the question about Ukraine?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you like this thing has you know this accusation has been made, which we all know is false, right? Like, oh, boy, how do you respond to that? Like, no, that's not how you ask a question. Like, you don't give the answer in the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they still. I mean, I think at least from what I was seeing, like more of the candidates were kind of trying to turn their attention to
Biden.
Warren and like talk shit to her.
Yeah.
Because they saw her as a threat, I think, and Joe not so much.
She is a strong front runner. I mean, that's not saying much. But
Well, and again, and I was surprised because like I wasn't expecting to see Tulsi Gabbard there, but in the short period that I watched her,
Dude.
they asked her one question.
they did. But she called them out. Do you see that?
I didn't get to watch that part.
So she called him out because look, this is how you know the whole Russia thing's bullshit. Because now they're saying
she's a Russian agent.
That Tulsi's a Russian agent.
Yeah.
And she called him out on that. Like she's like, for you guys to call a veteran like my veterans, you know, like myself.
I think I did hear about that. Yeah.
You know, Russian agents. She's like, that's just I forgot the word she used. I think she said despicable, or something like that.
Everybody I don't agree with is a Russian agent. Ukraine, impeach. What else? Abortions for everyone. What else? Legalize opiates for personal use.
Yeah. That's gonna go well.
Yeah. Yeah, we see how well it's going across the fucking.
You didn't hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, they called
It's called
for
San Francisco.
Yeah.
That's the. That was their experiment, and there's shit everywhere.
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah, which is interesting because opiates like constipate you.
Yeah,
I don't understand how the fucking houses are so expensive down there.
Well, I mean, because there's not building more of them, and people still want to
I
live
know,
on
but
top
well, fuck, you figure if all those billionaires work, live over there, they clean up the fucking city.
Nah, of course they won't. So, Catherine said Tulsi Gabbard is underrated. She is. I honestly think she's like one of the only normies.
I think in terms of like reasonable candidates, like if even on the side of like, yeah, I still don't agree with them, but I would like to hear more from them.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Yang and Tulsi Gabbard. Yang, there's the stuff I hear from him I don't agree with, but I understand his explanation.
He's very articulate.
Well, like the whole
stuff.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Like even the way he explains the automation.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's going.
That's a legitimate concern.
It is a legitimate.
But I don't know that the solution is to give everybody,
$1,000
$1,000 a month. I don't think that's
maybe we shift everything to everybody being techies. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just want Andrew Yang to know that if he gives me $1,000 a month, I'm gonna spend it on guns and ammo. So, I mean, that's just the way it is.
That's if Beto doesn't,
I'll buy black market guns and ammo.
Okay, that works.
I mean,
do you have Eric Holder on speed dial or?
I'm gonna contact Leland D.
Oh, that's right, Leland.
I mean, he's closer.
He is closer.
He's kind of like his business is on hold right now. I think he might still be in jail, but he's gonna get out soon, and he's gonna need to get out, and he's gonna need money. So.
It's jail though. Walls don't work.
That's true.
You'll be able to get to him.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they got to what's his face, fucking Pedo Island guy, and the cameras didn't work.
Still,
he committed suicide.
Yeah, and the cameras didn't work. But
oh man, speaking of cameras, movies, and stuff. Have you guys seen The Joker yet?
Yes,
I haven't watched.
What do you think, Carlos?
I think it was great. It was good.
It's a great film. So prior to the movie coming out, a lot of articles were written talking about like that it's a movie made for incels.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what incels are involuntary celibates. So people that can't get laid, guys specifically, they can't get laid that live, at their parents' house and are upset and upset at girls and
hermits.
So I was laughing about it because I'm like, okay, so it's a movie for incels. So what are the incels gonna go watch the movie and then shoot each other, or what's the deal?
I don't know. Like, is it like I don't know.
Look, watching it, had nothing to do with being.
Of course not, and that's why that died. That's why that died on the vine. They wanted to make it seem like that, and in fact, like at least from what I know about it, like it was actually kind of more like more sympathetic to like the left, like
it was
like the people that were outraged against rich people, basically. I mean, that's I know that was one of the themes of it.
It is one of the themes. It's a great movie. It has a good commentary on today's political environment and also on how we take care of mental health issues. Like we don't really pay attention to those that have mental health issues. Like there's nothing that we do to help them, and that's ultimately what happened with the Joker or whatever.
I think it's less that.
By the way, there's gonna be some spoiler alerts. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you haven't,
movie.
I think if you haven't watched it by now, like that's your bad. I mean, I don't mind. Like if somebody like says, "Oh, if I tell you not to," like I don't think I've ever like told somebody not to spoil the movie for me. Like, if I want to go watch it, I'll go watch it anyway. Like this one, even if you told me exactly how it happens, like I'm still gonna go watch it.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna go watch this movie just from all the fucking hype that was surrounding this movie. I figure whenever they hype up a movie like that, I always figure it's shit.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be what
So
it is.
okay, so one out of 5 sleeping Chewies. How would you rate this movie?
That's awesome.
So out of 5, so 5 meaning it's a great movie.
5 sleeping Chewies means he was like super knocked out, like he was for Rambo.
Or one.
One is like he could easily be woken up.
We should make a little. Graph
So
right
so
here.
one is like the movie was good.
Yeah. There was
I'd give it a 1.
Okay.
Okay.
It was it kept you like fucking anxious the entire time.
Yeah.
Like it,
that's
and
cool.
it, mind you, it's not like a your typical.
It wasn't
superhero.
cartoony. It wasn't
No.
comic booky at all.
It's not your typical action packed superhero movie. It's slow paced.
And
Even
It's an anti-hero movie.
and it's rated R, and it's not rated R in the sense like a Deadpool movie.
No,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, this thing was a masterpiece. Joaquin's acting.
I can't get over his hair lip thing.
Yeah, well, that's what he was born with. So Joaquin. So there's acting, right? There's acting, and then like I can act. We can all act, but then there's performing.
Yeah.
Like what Joaquin Phoenix did, like he performed. Like he performed the shit out of that.
So did that porn dude. That's always a doctor or
That porn dude.
Oh, that dude.
Oh, that guy.
He's an actor. Yeah, he was a doctor. He
He
that
was,
guy
performing,
He
too.
definitely performs.
he was a veteran. He's a
He was an astronaut. Oh fuck! I've seen that one. This shit's
the ball,
hilarious.
dude.
I want to find more of those fucking angry cat memes. The one that says fucking no safety smoking first.
Oh my god, wasn't that funny?
Or the fashion fart one. I was like, I gotta find more of those. This is fucking hilarious. Yeah,
Oh, if you haven't seen those, we should post them on the Whiskey Talk page.
yeah. I'll find a couple of them and
Please do.
We'll find a good one.
Please do. But that movie, I would definitely watch it more than once.
So one sleeping Chewie.
It was great.
Actually,
Yeah, no, it was
Wow.
good. It was a good movie.
Yeah, it's a reverse scale. Like 5 sleeping Chewies is like completely like just knocked out.
Fucking
There could be
song out.
explosion sounds going off. People could be throwing popcorn at you,
Someone's heart gets ripped out.
and you're still like asleep, and you have to get woken up at the end of the movie.
Wait, I have to tell you the story. So Chewy, when was it? A couple days ago or last week, he was talking about the movie that he was watching it because he fell asleep, so he was watching it again.
Yeah,
So he was all watching it and stuff like that, and all of a sudden he texts me like just directly. He's like,
randomly. Yeah.
He's like, hey, he's like, I need to tell you something. I was like, all right, what? And he's like, but I don't think the guys are gonna like it. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I really didn't like Rambo. It was so boring. I was like,
That movie was.
No, that one.
He's
That
like,
was
it was-
like,
and we
okay,
told him,
he
he's
said
like-
it was.
He's like,
So,
dude, we said that before
This
we
is
left.
exactly. This is how far asleep he was. We even have a conversation about that in the car.
Then we did. That's
we were
right.
like, dude, this is nothing like the previous one. Like the one before was fucking the shit. I was hyped for it. I was like, yes,
That's where
it's
it
gonna
should've
have
ended.
dudes. It's gonna have dudes blowing up because they step on a fucking landmine. Like it's gonna be the shit. And this
It
one
was
was
horrible.
garbage.
It was horrible.
It took way too long. Like the other
Way,
one, like
yeah.
the one before, there was a little bit of like build up, but it got to
It
it.
went
Like
straight
it
into
was
it.
fucking got to it. This one, it was like
It was like almost an hour.
It built up the whole time. It was
Yeah.
fucking just totally predictable. Everything that was gonna happen, you could fucking see it a mile away. And then we're like, okay, well, this is the part where he's gonna start fucking trying to shoot people.
Well, think about it. It's called Last Blood, right?
yeah.
If you think about First Blood, it took forever too. Like it built up a long time until all the action happened towards the end. where
That
they're
shit was like
hunting
comic booky though.
It
The
was.
first one.
I gotta watch the other ones. I gotta make up my mind which one's my favorite one, but I think the fucking one before this
Yes.
one is gonna be my favorite one.
Yeah,
I've seen all of them. I gotta say that one for sure.
Yeah.
Where was he at in Cambodia?
Yeah, it's like
Somewhere?
fucking heads blown off with a big move.
Burma. Fuck Burma.
Burma.
Yeah. that
Speaking
was
of
awesome.
Burma, what's that other that natural gas company that Hunter Biden was working for?
Oh, I don't remember. Sounds like Burma.
Sounds like Burma. That's why I was like, oh, that just reminded me
But-
of that. But
Yeah.
he's in the clear apparently.
Yeah, okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm getting paid $50,000 a month for just fucking for nothing.
And his dad didn't know.
$50,000 a month, son.
What the fuck?
Not just that, but there's also been others like
Mm.
other documentation that he's other donations were made to a specific company that generally just went to Joe Biden. I think there was like somebody had said I think the total was like pretty large, like sizable donations. But I don't remember the exact amounts. I need to find the actual story because I heard somebody talking about it. I was like, oh, I need to look into that. But yeah, I mean, that's why they announced that the impeachment wasn't going to happen, is because if right now you're going to base impeachment off of anything to do with Ukraine, that road is going to lead to Joe Biden.
For sure.
Yeah.
He's going to get implicated there at some point, and they don't want to risk that.
Because he was the man in charge over there.
Well, not right now, especially not right now during before even the primaries.
What happened?
Or is there somebody you know?
Don't know. I think that's the neighbor. It's a white Honda Civic, right?
They're not going to want to do that before the primaries, because then Joe Biden has to give them his endorsement to whoever they end up picking.
So do you think Hillary's going to run? There's a lot of rumors saying she's going to run.
Oh, please. If there's an easier way to fucking re-elect Donald Trump, it's for Hillary to run again.
Oh, he's already being reelected, dude.
I'm saying though, like,
happening.
I mean, this will just put the icing on the cake, though.
Yeah, that's
It'll
true.
put the icing on the cake.
They should make OJ run.
He does. He did run.
He's
had
convicted.
How many yards did he
Never
run?
mind.
Dude, he ran. He ran on the freeway.
He ran football. He ran the freeway.
Slow speed chase.
That guy's good at running. Maybe he should run for president.
Yeah.
Right, and it's slow pace too.
Yeah, slow speed chase. He ran on that, and he ran fucking with the memorabilia that he stole. Well, he stole back,
yeah,
right? He stole back.
How are you gonna steal your own property?
Well, he sold it.
Fuck?
Didn't he sell it at first?
I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
fine. But he can make it his own.
Indian
whatever.
giver.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I know it's mine. See, it has my name on it.
Speaking of Indian,
Yeah, you autographed it, you asshole.
yeah.
No, it's mine.
Speaking of Indian, did you see how Elizabeth Warren just brushed off what's her face, Kamala Harris? Like Kamala Harris, like, will you join me in getting Donald Trump banned from Twitter? And then what's her face, Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas was like, no, and then she kept on talking, like, just ignored her. They just brushed her off, and then Kamala Harris just had like this smile, like, oh, okay.
It's like, damn, you were supposed to agree with me.
Why are they gonna ban him from Twitter? What did you want to say? What are you saying?
I don't know.
Well, but see, these are the same people that just want to oppress everybody's speech. Honestly, like, it's the whole thing, like, the whole idea of hate speech and all that. Like, you know, if somebody's racist, I want to hear from them that they're racist. Like, let them fucking.
So that way I know who they are.
Yeah, and you know how to deal with them accordingly. You either stay away from them or whatever.
I was having this conversation with a mutual friend of ours about that. Oh gosh, what was it on? Anyways, I had brought up like, look, like, I think people should be allowed to say whatever they want or whatever, this and that. I think it was about, oh gosh, what was it? Anyways, I had said like, look, like, if a business owner is racist as shit, I think it was a whole Chick-fil-A thing. Is racist as shit, like, and then I want to hear from them. Like, I want to hear it from them.
Yeah,
but
like,
that doesn't mean you're still not gonna get socked in the face from somebody else.
Of course not.
What the fuck you're saying?
Well, not just that, but
like, I'm gonna rape your kids.
Like,
yeah,
if a business refuse you service because of that, then
cool.
Then
I don't want to give you my money.
Exactly, I don't want to give my money.
That's like the whole gay. That's like the gay cake thing,
right?
It's like if like the guy wants to make, he sasaid he'll agree to make the cake for you. He just doesn't want to write that specific message.
That was it.
Okay,
and he was courteous. He wasn't being a dick.
Find another place to do
it.
And
because this person was comparing that situation to, like back in like the 1950s, 1960s, when African Americans were being, assaulted at a diner. They were throwing food on them. Like, that wasn't the same situation. That's like apples and oranges. Like, he politely told him, like, look, I'll make the cake, but I'm not writing this.
Yeah,
that's it.
Get somebody else to write it. Yeah,
because if you go to fucking Costco and you tell them, hey, I want to write sucking bitch fucking cunt, they won't write it on there.
No, they won't.
They will not.
What if you're saying? Well, that's my religious, like, that's a religious prayer.
I like to suck pussy.
Exactly.
Write that on there.
So now I was like, look, would you want would you want a gay baker? Would you force a gay baker to write that Leviticus verse from the Bible that talks about how it's
getting stoned with the gays?
Yeah, you can't be gay or whatever, right? And so and they're like, no. And it's, look, like there's this restaurant in I think it was Tucson, Arizona. They were like, if you don't support our president, if you don't support the wall, then don't even bother showing up. And it was a grand opening.
And they failed.
They had to close that same week.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of
it should work both ways.
It should.
Right. But that's the thing is like, I'm not going to go to a vegan restaurant and be like, serve me a steak. Like, I know what the fuck I went there for, And if I don't, well, maybe I should learn to fucking read. Right. Like, I should learn what that restaurant specializes in. Or what they may agree or disagree with. Like, I'm not gonna go roll up in there and be like, make me a fucking bacon triple cheeseburger. Like,
I mean, look at you like, no.
Yeah. They're not gonna want to do it.
I think we could agree if you're a Satanist, you're still gonna go to In-N-Out.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Even though there's a Bible verse on the bottom of the cups.
Yeah, of course.
In-N-Out's delicious.
There was recently some vegans were protesting at I forgot what In-N-Out it was. But one of the dudes from In-N-Out carried this vegan dude out of the In-N-Out. Like a soy boy baby. Just carry him out of In-N-Out. Yeah.
I just don't understand why they do that.
Why?
I don't know.
Protest?
Either.
Yeah, like why are you gonna go and do stupid ass shit like that? Like go In-N-Out.
Like I don't go protest at vegan restaurants. I don't give a fuck what they eat.
Some of the food's good. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I'm saying like I just don't. First of all, I don't understand the obsession of making things taste like meat. It's like there's a real easy way to make this happen, guys.
Just eat meat.
yeah, there's a really easy way to make this happen.
They were talking about milk earlier today about some against
milk with vitamin R.
Yeah,
Milk.
So they were talking about milk that you're abusing the cows.
Fuck yeah. Well, have you ever heard about that? Somebody told me this. I don't know how true this is, but if you're like for chocolate milk. The reason why they make chocolate milk
is because it comes from the brown cows.
I guess the udders get so fucking like abused from the cows that they bloody. Like sometimes they get bloody. So then that's why they have to add the chocolate in there to hide the
blood, the pink. Just make it. Why not
make strawberry milk?
Yeah, so I was gonna say, just make strawberry milk.
I don't give a shit what they say. Like I've been living on all this shit for fucking years, and I'm all right. So I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you've drank milk with vitamin R.
They're like, do you even know what's in a fucking Jack in the Box tacos?
Yes.
Yeah, it's deliciousness.
Yeah, that's soy meat.
I don't give a fuck what it's in there. I like it.
Yeah,
it's
delicious.
The fuck.
I know, yeah. You know what you're eating when you go get it. Like you know.
You know it's not. You know it's not. You know it's trash, but it's good trash. It tastes good.
Yeah,
that's like the whole fucking.
Shit it out anyways. Yeah. I'm regular.
I'm regular.
That's like the whole fucking thing about like McDonald's and fucking salads and shit. It's like I don't go fucking. Why even go through the there's other places you can go to get a salad.
Yeah.
Places that make good salads. McDonald's is not one of them.
I agree. Bring back the 3 nice and cheeseburgers. And
Olive Garden has some bomb salad.
Yes.
I like their salad. Yeah, I can eat that all day.
Yeah.
All day, every day. Oh, before I forget, Beto Francis wants to tax churches.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, no. What he wanted to do is he wanted to remove tax-exempt status from churches that don't agree with performing gay marriage.
Right.
Churches.
What the
not
fuck?
mosques. He never mentioned mosques.
No.
Because they pretty, I mean, some of the,
that would include mosques.
I don't get this obsession with trying to force people to do shit they don't want to do.
Mm-hmm. Again.
What the fuck?
Again.
It's all in the name of equality.
No, it isn't. But equality's leave me the fuck alone, and I'll leave you the fuck alone.
I mean, why do you need to go to a church to get married? I mean,
you can go somewhere else. Like once again,
go to Vegas.
Go to the court.
They don't want to do that.
Go to the courthouse.
That's what started my conversation with our mutual friend.
Church?
And then our this person said like, it's supposed to be a separation of church and state. Well, if they start paying taxes, aren't they now participating with the state?
Not just that, but even when you get married through the church, that doesn't count. You still have to get a marriage license through the court.
Right.
So it's already separated. There's already a separation there.
Right, there is.
Because, I mean, it doesn't count. So, I mean, again, I'm not going to go to a fucking sushi restaurant and order fried chicken. Like, it doesn't make sense.
That'd be tight if they did, though.
Yeah. Imagine.
Fried chicken and sushi.
I wish a lot more places were to do fried chicken. Then we would get a competition for fried chicken.
Competition.
All of them?
Yeah, fuck it.
Well, that's why the Philippines is legit, dude. Because they have
Jollibee?
the national fucking. They'd have the national food of fucking Jollibee, and that's the fucking. I mean, it's funny because the KFC there is a different experience from what it is here.
Really? How?
It's a little bit like not necessarily like higher class, but it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more sophisticated than what it is here.
Well, it's kind of like when like all these American restaurants started to open up in Mexico. I remember that shit.
Yeah,
They were like you had to be a little bit above lower class to try them out.
yeah.
Because they were pretty pricey for over
What's
there.
the same thing? Jollibee is for the
That's tight.
common man, but KFC is like when you want to go out and like
Like when you want
spend
to
a
impress a
little bit more.
chick.
Is it
Yeah.
like the
Like a
upscale
first date.
Girl, I'm
McDonald's?
thinking go
Have you noticed that
fried
they've
chicken.
been upscaling McDonald's now?
Oh yeah.
That's fucking stupid. It's McDonald's. What the fuck?
Whack Arnold's, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Maldonas.
My nephew calls it Mickey Donald's.
Mickey
Yeah,
Donald.
Maldonas.
Hey, Sylvester Stallone, what's that movie where the Taco Bell was all high end?
Demolition Man.
It was
That's
Demolition
what I
Man. I was gonna say Judge Dredd, but I think it was Demolition
It was
Man.
Demolition Man.
No, it was because Taco Bell had won. I guess there was like a fast food war, and Taco Bell had won.
No, there was not a fast food war. There was a war, and they were the last remaining fast food chain.
There you go.
So that's why it became high end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because they couldn't fight the battle there far enough because people would get the shits.
You know what I love about '90s movies is the
The
blatant
shit.
advertisements.
Separation of church and state is not mentioned in the Constitution. However, it is mentioned in a letter from Jefferson to a Baptist church assuring them of religious freedom. Yeah, see, here's the thing, and that's another thing I saw during
good point, yeah.
during the debates. Support the freedom from religion, and they're saying like, there's supposed to be a separation of church and state, and there's politics. Like, where has this been? I mean, you guys are advocating for abortions for everybody all the time for free. I don't see like how religion is interfering with that. Like maybe morality, but morality doesn't necessarily need a basis in religion.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps, but even then it can be wrong. But yeah, it's I don't get the whole fascination, and I think at this point, like Francis is just trying to say outrageous shit just so people can notice him.
My gosh, yeah, he does. Like that annoying kid in school where it's like you just do anything or say anything just to be part of the crowd.
Yeah, like he'll piss his pants too, because if pissing your pants is cool, then you can call it Miles Davis.
Consider me
Gross. Oh, it's a classic.
I took a sip of this the way when we went to the tequila tour.
Yeah.
They told us to do it, and it helps with the burning.
Yeah, that's what Eddie was telling us.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what helps with the burning? It's going to the doctor and getting some antibiotics.
No, it's just good toilet paper so you can itch it out. Good tacos come out. That
So-
burns pretty good.
So this trip you guys took was in Guadalajara?
Yes.
Yeah.
Guadalajara.
Well, we took the train from there. The train will take you into. It wasn't the Herradura wasn't actually in Tequila. It was in a place called Matitlan.
So it's still you're still able to call it tequila even though it wasn't from.
Yeah, they
tequila?
gave a whole thing about it. There's only certain places in Mexico that the shit has to come from.
Yeah.
What's like
And-
champagne?
Yeah.
It comes from French champagne.
Because
France.
if they do it anywhere else, even though it's the same fucking plant, the same process, whatever, you can't technically call it
No,
tequila. You
yeah.
have to call it something that's
I-
distilled from agave plant or some
There's
shit like
one called I forgot what it's called. El Capricho, and that one's called Licor de Agave or something.
that. Yeah. They have all kinds of
So-
fucking weird names.
But
for
it's
it.
the same shit. Yeah,
It's tequila.
but it's not.
No.
But it is.
So this train, like, how long's the train ride and stuff like that?
about an hour.
Hour.
But they
You're
serve you drinks on the way over there.
Boozing it up the whole way up
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Nice.
And you can try as much tequila as you want.
Mm-hmm.
The expensive shit too. They had the bottles that are like over $200. You can just have as much of it as you want.
Yeah, and those cups. You didn't bring one
Is
of
that
those
what
cups?
is that what you drank the whole time, or
No, I tasted it. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
was it good? Like, was it worth the $200?
No,
Was
I
it
don't-
so?
I don't-
Was it so good that that's all you drank?
No, first of all, I don't like Herradura. For me, it's not all that great.
Mhm.
But so no, but I mean, it was good trying it. I'm not gonna buy one of those bottles, but it was good to know that I could try it. Because usually we buy a shot like that at fucking a bar or something. It's like $35.
Really?
Yeah, or more probably.
Jeez.
Because I know the 1942 shots go for like $25 to $30.
Yeah.
They have that at Costco too.
Yeah, they're like $120 for the bottle. Yeah, they're usually like about $25 to $30 at the bar. I mean, it also depends on what bar.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So you brought some cups or what?
No. No, I was talking about some cups because when he was getting the shot glasses, I gave him this cool little, like, champagne kind of cup for taking the shots.
Yeah, I like to
Pretty
take all that shit, but I didn't take any.
Yeah. That's why I told him if he took some.
Oh,
You were
okay.
too
So
drunk.
they had a mixologist there, and then so he's mixing different drinks
Yeah.
with tequila.
Were
You
the
get
drinks
3
good?
there. Yeah, some of them were.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, some
They're
were
just different, but I mean, you didn't really have to drink it if you didn't want to. They were just giving
Yeah.
them to you.
Yeah.
So it was an hour ride, and then there's like there's a table in the middle, and then you sit, face to face or whatever. They have a bathroom in there, and then they had one of those windows where you can turn it on and turn it off, and it'll fog up.
Yeah.
Cause
Carlos goes like, dude, this is tight. Look at that.
so you
pretty
like
cool,
because the window is right there as like so if you're taking a piss, everybody in the world can see your fucking ding dong.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was turning it off and on, and then just left it off. I'm pissing out. What are you gonna do? Stop the train? They were like, ay, ese güey tenía la verga bien grande. Paren el tren.
No, ese les podré, está gris.
So yeah, no, it was cool. It was
Y
it was
eso
like
se lo echó a perder.
No le sirve. Dice que tiene 2 hijas, no le sirve.
No le sirven.
Por eso está gris.
it was like $125, but it was an all day event.
Nice.
I think the food was decent.
Yeah.
It was decent. The food was pretty good.
So it's an hour to get up there. They're serving you drinks the whole way up there.
Mhm.
Then you get off. Then they charter you in a bus to the place, and then like they'll show you the process and all that other bullshit,
Yeah.
and the barrels and whatnot, the bottles, and then they give you food. They have entertainment, and then they fucking shuttle you back on the train again for another hour.
Nice.
Yeah, you get back.
Yeah, but it
around
was fun.
6. Yeah.
It was cool. I wouldn't mind doing it again.
So, would you guys recommend people to visit Mexico? Like, do you guys feel like
Safe.
safe?
Yeah.
Guadalajara was great.
Yeah.
I'd never been.
didn't have-
Well, I had been there before, but as a kid, now as an adult, it was nice. I felt great.
Yeah, we went like late night. We went to a bar, and then walked around the plaza and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was. I would go back again.
Yeah, a lot
To
of
Guadalajara was, and it was the land of the fake asses.
Oh yeah,
Every fucking girl had a fake ass.
It's
over
because
there.
they have a sale on them. It's buy one
Dude,
nalga,
I don't
get
care
one
what
free.
it was, but it was great.
Buy one nalga, get one free.
I had to fucking wear glasses the entire time. It was dark as shit, and I'm wearing sunglasses. I don't want to get burned, son.
Lentes oscuros?
You can't stare right at it. It's like the sunlight.
that's funny.
It'll burn your eyes. You go blind.
Yeah, so
That's cool.
you're supposed to swish it in your mouth. They told us the way to drink the tequila is swish it in your mouth and then inhale through your nose, then swallow it, and then exhale it out through your mouth. So it
Their
Helps
mouth or your nose? Eddie was saying
through your mouth.
nose.
Through
So
your
it
mouth.
helps
Breathe
with the
and then-
it evaporates the alcohol from your throat, so
Okay,
you don't
so
get
wait.
the burning sensation.
So first step.
Is you take a drink and you swish it around your mouth so you can taste the fucking
You can breathe
flavors,
through your nose.
and then inhale through your nose,
Uh-huh.
swallow it, and then exhale through your mouth so it evaporates the alcohol from your throat.
Okay. So it's like
That's too many directions.
It actually, I do feel less burnt. Like with the tequila,
Yeah.
there was less burning sensation with it.
So it's like Lloyd Christmas when he's doing the banaka. He's like, like that. No.
Something like
Something
that.
like
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Cement.
Oh, the fake asses, the fake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It probably is cement.
Yeah, cement and
Cement.
silicone. The fucking caulking gun silicone.
I don't care what it was.
Cement.
They were all over the place. Some of them looked
It's
natural. some of them
sometimes
didn't.
it's just underwear. Sometimes too.
Well, whatever it was, everyone and their
they could do
mama
the
had
padded
one.
ones.
And
The
when I
padded
mean
ones?
everybody and their mama had one, yes, it was the older ladies had that shit too.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe it's a tamales.
I don't know what it was, but I was like, "Fucking a." Some
Have
of them
you-
just didn't look. It didn't look. It doesn't even look good.
Yeah.
You know how sometimes when they get when they get like big ass fucking titties
Uh-huh.
to the point where you're like, "All right, that just looks obnoxious now."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they looked.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like where their legs skinny and then they have like a big butt,
Yeah, it didn't look natural.
diaper butt.
Yes.
Oh.
Duh.
It's like everything else was sagging on the chick except like the fucking ass. It was like way up here. She had to like reach back here to grab her wallet and shit. Shit stains on her collar.
So you got
Like,
a
you know what I mean?
backpack butt or what?
Shit like that. But I was just like, whatever.
Wow. Oh shit. Oh man. Oh, this not this past. When was it? Was it this past weekend? Yeah, it was this past weekend. I went to wildlife sanctuary out in Alpine, California, which I recommend you guys go.
Where's Alpine at?
Alpine's like about 30 minutes out from San Diego. It's off the 8 freeway.
Is it south of San Diego?
No, it's east.
It's Mexico.
It's east. It's at Alpine, no Alpino.
Alpino.
But it's pretty dope sanctuary. So
fuiste al pito.
they rescue wild cats and bears. Like people that owned cats and like figured out like, oh shit, like I'm not
This
able
is
to
not a
take
good
care-
idea.
Yeah,
No.
like that, or like cats from like circuses or like bears, or in like some
What are those big cats called? That are like people take them in. They used to
Savannah,
they used to
they're not Savannah cats. Like in Florida, they're called Savannah
because
cats.
there used to
but
be a
they're-
store right here on
In Rancho.
at the veg.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
Is that on
savannas.
those are Savannah cats.
Those are fuck. I went by there one time. I was like, holy shit, that's a big ass fucking cat.
You know how much they were?
How much?
2,500.
Yeah, that's probably why that place went out of business.
Yeah, $2,500 cats. But
Yeah.
they're badass, but
They are.
they're a lot of work.
They're
They're
a lot-
big ass fucking
they're
cats.
like
Are they a
dogs.
lot of work?
They're
Yeah.
like dogs. You have to take them for walks and play with them. And
Really?
just- yeah.
Could
And
you
it-
imagine fucking walking down the street and
I
see?
know a big
But,
ass fucking.
See, 2,500 doesn't seem like an insane amount of money. How much do people pay for fucking bulldogs and shit?
It's about the same.
Yeah,
25.
but
Right?
that's-
fucking
that's
4 or
still- that's
5
still
grand
dumb.
and shit.
It's still
so
I
retarded.
mean, whatever. But
So they're these cats are mixed with servals. So servals are the wild cats from Africa.
Yeah, so they're servals mixed with domestic cats.
Mhm.
what the
That's
fuck is a servo?
Serval.
Serval.
Serval. It's they're probably
They,
about
they look like Savannah cats.
yeah,
but
Oh,
but
okay.
probably like
they're not domesticated.
kind of like maybe from the table, like this
Damn.
tall.
That's a big ass fucking.
They're
cat.
like
for
they're like a
baby.
medium sized dog.
Yeah,
No joke. They're beautiful animals.
What do you feed those fucking things? Like just the
Raw-
same thing as
raw
fucking
chicken.
meat,
raw chicken,
meat. Yeah.
pork,
fish, shit.
fish, pork.
It's just like a regular. Oh, all right.
That's a
This shit looks like a
servo.
cheetah.
Yeah, I think it's
Oh
small.
shit!
Yeah, they had one of those too at the sanctuary.
Could you adopt those things?
No,
I mean, you technically can, but by adoption, you like donate money each month.
Oh fuck!
Like-
So you got to pay for it.
well, yeah.
I mean, which is a cool thing because they have like huge lots, like huge acres where they're able to actually roam. Not like in the zoo.
Oh fuck that! Imagine going from there to being in your fucking apartment or house or whatever. Then I go,
He's like,
oh, shit.
So you mean adopt one, like own one?
Yeah.
No,
It'll be
you
expensive.
can sponsor one.
Yeah, you can
Oh,
sponsor.
I think
one.
is the idea.
Never mind.
Like it's not a place where you can go adopt one. Like they and at that place they don't breed either.
Yeah, which
They,
is good.
they,
What?
they don't do. No, they don't do breeding.
It's a
breeding.
rescue.
Yeah, it's a rescue. They
Yeah.
live the rest of their
They
lives.
don't let
out
them
there.
fuck.
I mean, they can fuck it. Like the lions, they won't cast or neuter the lions because if you
Did-
neuter a lion, it'll lose its mane and their health goes down drastically. And
I'm not
they'll end
neutered.
up dying. Well,
Did you-
I don't know.
That makes sense.
I don't know.
Did you guys ever heard that fucking fact or statistic, whatever the fuck, that there's more like lions or whatever in Texas than there is like in Africa?
Yeah, no, it's true. That's
Tigers
what
or
they were
whatever the
talking
fuck?
about it
Shit.
at the sanctuary.
Oh,
There's more
shit.
lions. There's more wild cats in Texas, and Florida's catching up too. Than there is in Africa. Yeah,
Wow.
that's true. That's a true
Cocaine's a
fact.
hell of a drug.
Fuck.
But
And
these
fucking
fucks,
money
though,
is a
man,
hell
like
of a drug.
it's kind of messed up though, because they're malnourished. They're like,
Oh yeah.
and it costs like 10 grand. I think it was 10 grand or more a year to feed these animals, because you got to feed them a certain diet. Like they eat a lot,
Well, yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
and
used to
they don't have
taking
enough
down-
room.
Because they have to fucking when they're out there.
They take down fucking 2,000-pound animals and
Yeah.
fucking eat them.
And the messed up thing is, like, let's say they do rescue them, they won't survive in the wild.
no, they don't have that instinct
They don't.
What the
because
fuck?
they're used to being fed.
Yeah, they are used
Yeah.
to being fed.
Yeah.
But
That
I recommend
sucks.
going this month. Kids are free,
Yeah, I saw that.
You
so
wanna go?
kids are free.
You wanna go?
So I would recommend
Sure.
going this
Yeah,
month.
Just shave? Fuck you.
You put them in a stroller,
Imagine.
and then you can take. So online they have like this list of things that you can donate to them.
Yeah.
So we took watermelon. I took bread and peanut butter.
Watermelon.
Watermelon. Yeah, for the bears and stuff.
Peanut butter for what?
Oh, because the bears, they feed them peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Oh, that's shit. That's crazy.
Damn.
How many do they eat?
All of them.
They have brown
A
bears.
loaf of bread and a loaf of bread.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
There you
have
go.
brown bears, black bears. They have one grizzly. She's tiny. I think she was in a circus. And then they
Did
have
it ride a bicycle? Did it hate monkeys? See, we talked about that shit too.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that shit. I had to watch of it. I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
And they had a Himalayan black bear.
And you know what the fucked up thing about it is? We talked about it, and then I think it was like this. There was like an episode of Joe Rogan where they were even talking about it after we.
Oh, that's right.
He brought it up. Like somebody brought it up. Like, oh, he fucked the monkey. Fucked him, up. Or the monkey got fucked up by the bear.
Oh man, that was terrible.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't know that video existed. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Had no clue.
Yeah. Well, no, that's a thing that'll never leave your mind. And
Ever.
every once in a
True.
while, you'll think about it. Anytime you think of a bear, you'll think of a monkey riding by on a bicycle and getting fucked up.
By the bear.
Dude, when I saw that shit had me dying.
Fuck.
The monkey too.
Literally.
Yeah.
What made you go out to an animal sanctuary? Just say your girlfriend.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but it was dope though. I like going to stuff like that. Like I enjoyed going to the safari wild animal park.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
I
was
was
pretty
dope.
dope. That was pretty dope too.
Right
haven't
now is
been there in
actually
a long
probably
time.
a good time to go because of the weather's nice.
Yeah,
Fuck
so
yeah.
all the animals are pretty
What-
active too.
So what? You go like in a car and they just like a regular safari?
I mean, you can.
Like
they have
what
a-
I imagine a safari would be.
Yeah, they do have that tour where it's like a safari tour. You get on like in one of those jeeps or whatever.
I'm trying to get eat by a
I mean,
fucking
you're
lion.
still separated from them, but they're roaming around.
You ever see that video of the fucking
The
safari?
Chinese
I was
chick.
just thinking
Yeah,
about it,
She
yeah.
gets out and she was arguing with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Taco Bell.
Oh yeah, and then her mom ends up dying because of her dumbass.
Wow, no, there was another one where they were doing a safari and like the lion fucking climbs in the trolley and is just fucking hanging out there and like starts sniffing around and shit. And they're just like, stay calm, stay calm. It's like this thing
Fuck
could
that.
fucking
Stay calm.
bite your fucking entire head off.
I would have been like,
Stay calm.
Fuck that. I don't like fucking with animals like that.
Fuck no, that
Dude,
big,
it's
fuck
crazy.
that.
One time we went to a resort in Puerto Vallarta and they had a fucking tiger there. Like in a cage. And it was a
Fuck.
small ass cage, dude. It was probably like maybe 1.5 times the size of this garage. I'm like, that's fucked up,
Damn.
man.
Yeah. They don't.
Fuck.
Have you ever seen that fucking video where there's like a lioness, and then there's like 3 bodybuilder dudes that, like pulling on a fucking rope? playing
Yes.
tug of
It's
war?
just like, just
and
like,
the bitch is just like chilling, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
dude, they're super strong.
yeah. they're
I
all
didn't realize
fucking
they were that
muscle-
fucking strong.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
And tigers are bigger than lions.
yeah, they are. They're definitely more muscular.
Speaking of tigers, there was a tiger there that rapper Tyga used to own,
That's interesting.
and they were trying to, he was getting sued because he's not in California, not allowed to own a tiger.
Yeah.
So he's like, no, screw that, I'm not getting it. So what they ended up doing, I think they ended up going to his backyard and just pretty much stealing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
I want to be a tiger thief. That'd be awesome.
tiger. thief.
Fuck that.
That'd be awesome. I'm like, no, dude, chill. I'm trying to fucking help you out, and then I get eaten and turned into tiger shit.
At least you'll still be the shit. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
There's no shit like tiger shit.
Fuck.
What was Charlie Sheen drinking?
Tiger's blood.
There you go.
That's what gave him the fucking AIDS.
The HIV.
Yeah. So one of my buddies was like, "Oh yeah, like he's like how open would you be to going like camping maybe somewhere like really remote like in Alaska?" I was like, "Oh, I could finally fucking go, and then maybe I would transition into how I've been feeling lately, bear shit."
Fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds cool enough, but I don't have any experience doing any of that shit. Like, I
No.
would want to fucking.
Exactly.
I don't want to camp out in my backyard for like about 3 days with no electricity and
Or
shit.
maybe some of the easier ones, like kind of build up to it. Like,
Yeah, no shit.
Little
I
by
can't
little.
just
I mean-
go fucking ham.
I mean, I don't know. I told him it's like because he asked me, and I was like, one of the last times I fucking went camping like that, I was carrying a fucking M240 Golf for a fucking big long ass hike before we set up camp. I was like, I don't like it. You know, I'm good with it. But I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like, I guess if you go with it, you go with the right people.
I'd
it can
want to
be
do
fun.
like
Oh,
one
yeah.
overnight, just see how to test that out, and then maybe go
Well, that's what I'm telling you. That,
1
that
or 2 days. And then,
I mean, I went. We went. It wasn't. I mean, it was kind of like camping, because I mean, it wasn't. We were in a little shack, and then I mean, it had AC, but like the rest of it was like that's what the generator was running off of. It's just to power the AC. But when we went on that pig hunt, it was just we were outside pretty much the whole time.
did you ever find out what the one here in Mobile is?
No. I
They have
didn't
a
find it,
pig hunt one in Mobile.
They have the various
deer.
animals.
Right, deer.
No, a bunch of different ones.
Oh,
They have deer, but it's anywhere you go in California, it's fucking expensive, dude.
Oh yeah, I bet.
So are they like? Are they enclosed or something?
No,
Like-
no, it's a piece of property where it's like they have
Oh,
various
Fucking
animals.
mountains or something out there.
So basically, it's like, oh, like you have access to this area that I own, and if you happen to shoot something, it's $500.
Hmm. Is that
Depending on
worth
what
it?
it is you shoot. I don't think so, because you can go to Texas for less than that, and I think I ended up paying like right around that, including the flight. So
That's not bad.
Oh shit.
and this was a multi-day trip. It wasn't just one, and there was no limit there. So if you shot fucking 30 of them, then you got to keep all 30 of them. There's no limit.
No, I
So
carry
it's
the
Master P, no limit,
Yeah,
no limit soldier.
yeah.
Nah,
Nice.
nah.
Nah, 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 nah.
Try to do something like that.
Yeah, it's cool in a group. Like I said, I mean, because you split it, the cost is lower, and it's more fun when you fucking gather around and drink beers and talk shit.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, as opposed to just trying to do it by yourself. I
Down-
wouldn't do
I'm
that.
down
by
to go
myself.
on a hunt. I just need to buy a gun.
No.
I mean,
FBI.
not-
I use my rifle. for that
yes,
one,
you
yeah.
can. You do, but not really. I mean,
I want my own. Damn it! I
If
want
only,
one.
yeah,
get
if
it.
only you knew somebody that can maybe let you
Huh.
borrow one.
Speaking of,
Oh.
yeah,
I don't have any.
I'll borrow the Mosin.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
I did take that on the first hunt that I went to.
Yeah.
You're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
How was
I
it?
didn't end up shooting anything, but it was fun.
Just target practice. Fuck it.
I mean,
I mean, I guess it would work, but
oh, it fucking works. It would definitely work.
I'm gonna go race a race.
It would definitely fucking work. I mean, if I got it done with the fucking 223, I mean,
Yeah.
54-hour would definitely fuck some shit up. Oh, definitely would. It would work.
This is really delicious.
I like it.
I
It's
really
really good.
enjoyed this whiskey. I don't think I want to pour water in it at all.
I don't know. No.
You just find the way.
It's
it is.
already low proof. I think it's 86 proof.
It's like Edgar said earlier. This is good just to bring out when everybody's just chilling.
Yeah, I like it.
Nice little party whiskey.
So I have a sad story. I was
You're bald. Fuck.
Okay, well, yeah, that's.
F to pay respects.
I was barbecuing on Thursday yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and I pulled out my.
That never happens at my house. By the way.
Good one.
And
Sorry, get stop with that one.
I
pretty
I
funny.
pulled out my barbecue. We're barbecuing in the garage.
Yeah.
And my brother-in-law dropped it, and it fucking dented.
Oh.
So my barbecue's fucked up.
Which one?
The egg thing?
Yeah.
So your brother-in-law's going to buy a new one, right?
Well, I mean, shit happened, whatever.
He
but
could pitch in towards a fucking pellet grill.
that's what I'm gonna end up getting. A
I
fucking,
mean, I've been thinking about it. But see,
Pellet
the thing-
grill?
yeah. I've been thinking about it, but it's like I don't know. Like I'm.
I just want to get a small one.
for what I'm
I
doing.
don't
I,
want to
think
get
I'm
anything
fine.
big.
For what I'm doing, I think
Hey, what's the big deal with the Traeger?
it's a pellet grill.
That's the pellet grill?
Yeah. Basically, it's just little. You know how rabbit food looks, where it's like
Yeah.
pellets.
Yeah.
So it's that, but it's made out of just wood. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
wood you want, whatever typically you would use for smoking.
Uh-huh.
So what you do is you plug it in. It has a box, and then in that box, an auger comes out of it and drops it down into like the firebox where it creates the heat. And you can set it to whatever temperature you want, and it's stable because it's like if it needs more temperature, then the auger spins up. If it needs less temperature, then it stops. Like that
Yeah.
sort of thing. So it's controllable, and it's easier. I mean, I haven't had any issues lately. Like I've been smoking a lot of tri-tips lately.
Mhm.
I haven't had issues in getting mine set up, and and working. The tri-tips from Costco were actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, they are. They're fucking delicious.
Yeah, although they do need a little bit of salt. I add salt to them. The first time I had them, it's like it has some, but not a whole lot. But they're good. And then the pork belly there is really fucking good too. And just throw whatever fucking your favorite rub is on there. I've been doing actually bought because what I was doing before is for smoking I would buy chips, but I found that like the chunks work a lot better in terms of smoke. Like they put out smoke more consistently. Like the chips burn out too fast, but the chunks fucking work out better. So I've been doing like for the tri-tips I was doing mesquite, and then for the pork or the pork belly I was doing cherry wood. Is it? I think I did either. No, it was either cherry or apple. I'm not entirely sure, but one of those two. But
Nice.
it was pretty damn good.
Oh, dude, have you guys been keeping up with your running?
No, I haven't.
No, I haven't.
When are you guys gonna do that?
It's supposed to be next month. So I ran this weekend like the 5K. I ran one at the gym. Dude, I was dying. I was dying, and then my knees were hurting.
No, my calves fucking.
My knees were just
Can't do
killing me. I had to buy those
Binga?
not collagen.
Bingo.
Yeah, Binga. I had to buy
Pa todos.
the extra
Well, you were
large
going
one.
like
What are those pills?
Entonces ahí está esto cuando me. Sorry.
Steroids.
It's like this big.
oh, there's bingo
Ah.
for sure.
Fuck.
So
Binguita.
those pills for like your joint health or whatever. I'd buy
Oh,
those.
glucosamine.
Glucosamine. Thank you.
Pastillas Mocoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Con aceite de hígado de bacalao. You wash it down with the lipovitan and shit.
Oh, no. Do they still sell Lipovitan?
They fucking sure do. I went to El Super and they still had them.
Oh my gosh.
They had lipovitan. They had lipovitan in a fucking 6-pack, like a plastic
Shut
wrapped
up.
6-pack. I was gonna send you guys a picture.
Sometimes if you find them right, sometimes they'll even have their own little
The little fridge.
yeah, they have their own little fridge and shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lipovitan.
No, pues wow.
I need to fucking drink one of those, like, just to see what it's like, just so I can remember.
It's fucking crap.
Well, remember, I
Yes,
bought
I
you one
know,
like not too
and
long
it's
ago.
crap.
It's all vitamin, dude.
Of course it
Vitamin
tastes like
D.
crap.
Vitamin D. Vitamin black.
LD.
So how you guys been doing with the penis in Cocktober?
Loving it, dude. Muck loving it.
Did you hear about that, dude?
McLovin?
Yeah, they fucking
No.
some dude got caught up with that shit with the fake ID saying that shit, and then I guess Seth Rogen responded to that shit. Forgot what he said.
Did he get arrested or something?
Yeah.
Well, it's a fake ID. What do you expect?
Wow.
Cheers, Obama.
Yeah. Obama 14.
I heard he's gonna run.
That would be hilarious.
Oh gosh.
They need he needs to have her his husband run, Michelle.
Michael.
Michael.
She has a cock.
No, it's Michelle Way. It's Michael.
She has a cock.
Is Michael?
Did you
that-
guys hear about how much shit they've been giving Ellen for fucking being friends?
They
with
even brought
fucking-
it. They even
Oh,
brought it up
gosh.
on the debate.
Yeah,
like,
they did.
like
That's
they-
fucking bullshit. Like, you can't even be friends with somebody. That's
Of course
fucking
not.
It's not allowed.
ridiculous.
Not allowed.
Of course not.
I just like it how they're turning on fucking Ellen. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's fucking so stupid.
I mean-
now I support Ellen.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's surprised that she likes Bush. Imagine that. The fuck.
It took a little bit for Eddie to get
Because
it.
I was writing and I just started that joke. That was good.
Of course she likes Bush.
Yeah. A fucking outrage.
What was Bush's wife's name?
Barbara?
No, that was Senior.
That was Singer.
What's
Oh,
the other
that
one?
Um.
Martha. I'm just playing. No.
It's just, I remember that one fucking joke that Chappelle said. The Bushes kept their bitches in control. He's like, what was her name? What was George?
Laura.
I didn't know that.
Laura
shit.
Bush.
What was George W.'s fucking wife's name? He's like, huh? I'll wait. Yeah, you guys didn't know
That's
that
Laura
shit.
Bush. Exactly.
He's like, that fool kept this bitch in control.
Everybody knows Michelle
What is this?
and Hillary. But that's because she got cucked.
And everybody knows Melania because she keeps her mouth shut.
That's true.
And her funny accent.
Well, they make fun of her.
And she posed nude, by the way.
You know what would be great if, like, every time they fucking try to interview, she just went back to her native tongue.
Yeah.
And didn't
put
fucking speak
subtitles?
English.
Oh my gosh,
and
that
she
would be
didn't
awesome.
fucking speak English at all. She
Yeah.
just
Just
blah 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 blah
subtitles.
blah blah blah.
And then Russia Gate will blow up, bro.
Yes, you know how
Because,
awesome that would be. That'd be fucking great.
Because Slovenians probably speak Russian, right? I mean,
Of course, bro. It's the same thing.
It sounds about right.
You know, all Spanish sounds the same.
Yeah,
All
it's
Russian
true.
sounds, all Ruski sounds the same.
It's true.
That'd be fucking great.
Ah, that would be funny.
You know, that's all she needs to do is just whenever they interview her, just fucking her native tongue. That's it.
Yeah.
With the Russian flag in the back.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
sorry, Slovenian.
No, they should put the fucking France flag in the back. The fucking, you know, just to fuck with people. Be like, oh yeah, that's the it's Russian.
Speaking
That's
of
Russian.
France, did you watch that recent thing where the French reporter was asking Trump?
Oh,
She was like, in France the unemployment rate's really high. In United States the unemployment rate's really low. What is the recipe? And then Trump's like, well, maybe we have a better president than you guys do. And he kind of like laughed and like he like giggled and like walked out.
Well,
Kind of like
that's the hilarious thing about it. The Slovenian flag actually looks like a Russian flag.
That's
That
why,
would be fucking great. That would be
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, the Slovenian flag does look like a
That
Russian
would be
flag.
fucking great. I'm telling you,
Oh.
man. If she
I'm
fucking
surprised
did that shit,
I'm surprised you knew that.
what?
That you knew. Did you know the Slovenian flag looks like the?
No, I didn't.
Oh, so you just. Oh,
I
okay.
said France.
Russia, Slovenia. See, there
I
you
said
go.
fucking France.
It's just Russia with the sticker on it.
Yeah,
That's what
pretty much.
Slovenia.
What
is.
What does the French fucking flag look like?
Wait, did you show him? Did you see the Russia Slovenia?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's
It's
like it got freaking.
So
it's
France
It,
is like
it goes the other
Red.
way.
yeah,
it's
it's
like
it's
this.
yeah,
Oh, that would be even fucking better.
yeah,
No, that Slovenian one would be tight.
yeah. Because it's basically like
we should maybe get a flag of Slovenia and just hang it up here.
Oh fuck!
You just need to fuck with the colors like differently. You know what I mean? Get a flag
Fucking-
made like that.
And then wear the fucking the Khabib Nurmagomedov fucking hats and
hats.
shit. The big fucking
Big bushy
puffy
ones.
furrow.
Speaking of bush, big old bushy
Yeah.
ones. Oh, speaking of fights and stuff like that, we didn't talk about the Josito fight because that happened after we podcast.
No, we did.
No, we didn't.
We did.
I don't think we did.
No,
Oh, okay.
but that was a great fight though.
No, because I was.
Where the fuck we were at the fight, right? We were
Oh,
at
yeah, you guys were at
yeah,
Bellator?
we were at Bellator.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Oh, that was alright. We got to meet Chris Cyborg. That was pretty
saw
cool.
that.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
Carlos
fun.
Carlos was talking shit about her. Like, oh, she's fucking ugly. I'm like, dude, she gets punched in the face for a living.
What'd you expect? You're ugly. You don't get punched in the face.
Well, it's
What's
Bellator
your,
fights
what's
for
your
fun.
fucking excuse?
I used to smoke cigarettes. Get punched in the- I get-
What, when you were in the womb and shit, or what?
got punched in the
Okay.
face by nicotine.
Were you like turning them off on your face or something?
Philip Morris punched me.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah.
Holy
No, I
crap.
was all right. I mean,
I enjoyed them.
Yeah.
They were great.
it was all right.
But Josito's fight.
Tell
was
them about the
dope.
fucking place we went for the tacos.
oh,
That shit was garbage.
those fucking tacos were
Where?
garbage, son.
Where?
Oh no, and the worst part was after. But anyway, there was fucking we went on Yelp, which was
Uh-huh.
our first mistake, and we looked for fucking tacos. You figure you're in LA, you
Uh-huh.
to Yelp fucking tacos, bunch of places come up. This place came up, had a bunch of fucking decent reviews. It was like
Well-
it was like 4 stars, like
Uh-huh.
hundreds of reviews. I know, it's like okay.
It was one sleeping Chewy.
What was the rate? No, this was 5 sleeping Chewies. 'Cause Chewy would sleep.
I know,
through
no,
this.
but on Yelp it was
On
one
Yelp-
sleeping
on
Oh,
Yelp-
on Yelp was
no,
one.
on Yelp it was 1.5 sleeping.
So was
Chewies.
it mostly what race were the Yelpers? That were
Yeah, I
reviewing?
think that's what I didn't pay attention to.
He was
Okay.
driving, so
Yeah.
Okay, because if it was like Carl and like Tyler,
Yeah.
Michaela rated this at
Michaela.
4 stars
authentic Mexican food
with
tastes
cheese
just
on
like,
them and shit.
have you guys been to Chipotle?
Yeah. So we go there and the carne asada ones were okay.
Uh-huh.
Like they were passable. The fucking I ordered typically I don't order carne asada. I'll go to a place and like this is really the best way to fucking either like this is a sure road to disappointment with most taco places that you're unfamiliar with is if you go and you order the fucking al pastor or they call it fucking adobada, but their shit was like it tasted like a fucked up mole, like it
did.
had like it just like it had like it was like meat and sauce,
Yeah.
It just tasted like it had a bunch of spices. It tasted like it had a lot of cinnamon in
Like
a
they
lot of
just
cinnamon and
tried.
clove.
They did put cumin in it.
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah.
when they put cumin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
And then
hate
so
it.
we fucking finished that shit, right? And we're like, fuck, that was disappointing.
No. Before we get to the.
Oh
before
yeah.
we-
So we get there. So we get there, and there's nobody there.
Uh-huh.
Like that should have been our second clue,
That should have been
right? So and then we get there and we order, and after we order, there's a bunch of people that start showing up because it must have been like, oh, look at those assholes over there. This shit must be good. It's late. It's fucking
look
11.
authentic.
It's 11:30. It's 11:30. There's fucking 3 beaners there. Fuck it. Let's just go get tacos there.
Okay,
Must
this
be
is what
good.
kind of classy joint this was, right? So when we get up to the fucking to the window to pay, because it's a hole in the wall place. So you're ordering at the window, right? This fool and his brother order, right? And
Yeah.
and then they fucking leave. And then this black guy comes and he grabs something from the fucking counter that was there.
And I saw him grab it, but I didn't know what it was.
I looked, it was a fucking crack rock. He had left it there.
What the fuck?
And it was there the entire time I had ordered.
Shut up.
Because yeah, it was there the entire time.
Wow.
It was like
He even had manners. Excuse me.
Well, at least he had manners. Right?
yeah,
I was like, holy shit, that was a crack rock.
yeah,
Could
yeah.
have sold that shit. Could have sprinkled that on your taco. It'd probably taste
The
better.
fuck?
Yeah. So I mean,
That place was horrible.
yeah, and then fucking so we get done, we're disappointed thoroughly.
Mhm.
And then we're driving off, and then we fucking round the corner to turn the freeway, and there's another taco spot, and it is fucking packed. And we're like, you know what? That one was probably the good fucking taco spot. But we never saw it fucking come up on Yelp. And that is disappointing.
That's it.
I forgot what the place was called, so people don't ever go there. Because that place
I think it was
fucking
called like
garbage.
Tacos La Flama or some shit like that. 'cause
La
we-
Flama.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tacos
La
Flama.
Fogata or some bullshit like
because
that.
we were like, oh, they better be lit, and they were not lit.
They
so-
were not. Yeah, fuck.
No, they were not
So
lit.
they were not litty like a titty.
No,
Speaking of tacos, I'm getting hungry, guys.
I'm not. I had pizza before I
Oh,
came.
I had Wingstop, but I mean, I'm fat ass.
Me too.
I get stuff. A couple of them
I'm down for some food right now.
Me too.
I think that's another podcast in the books.
It always ends up this way. It,
It
always ends
really
up talking about
does.
food.
Yeah, all the way.
It
to
really
the end.
does.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you guys hopefully next week. We gotta see. We gotta check with our soccer stars schedule.
Obama,
Yeah.
Obama.
Yeah,
Obama,
Yeah, I
see.
won't know
Obama.
until Thursday. So,
So we'll find out,
I'll
guys.
Let you guys know
We'll
Thursday.
let you guys know. But thanks,
All right.
thank you guys for joining us.
Later.
All right.
Peace.
So you guys.
Dick cocked over.